red. It's Clash.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Reddit Talks Clash, the podcast hosted by the moderators of r/Clash Clans. I am Sam, or Gingerbread Recon, and I'm joined today by Spencer and Congressman Cool Rick. We got a good episode lined up today. We're going to discuss, obviously, 11th Clash anniversary, it's here, and also a nice deep dive on Burnt Base versus Find This Base, which has a lot of the work has gone into that. So lots of good stats to discuss there. But should we start with our first regular segment, which is Clash Trivia? So Spencer, what terrible, horrible questions that I can't answer do you have for us today?
Yeah, so last week it was all about housing space, which it was more on the difficult side. The one I got today is pretty easy, in my opinion. It does
Okay.
have to do with the cosmetics in the game, and you guys know how much I love the cosmetics. But I tried my best to keep it Clashiversary related.
Oh, very
So
good.
thinking about that, it's a pretty simple question. Um, when it comes to in-game skins, they will have a little symbol on them if they have a direct correlation to an event in game. And so my question today is, how many hero skins in game have a little Clashiversary icon on their display? So how many official Clashiversary skins do we have in game?
Oh,
I thought this was easy.
yeah.
I would say
So
this is pretty easy.
I
Well,
think they retroactively made the party warden one. So it would be 4 party
I need to
ones.
close the chat. They're all influencing me here.
Yeah, like 4 party warden ones, and you're not counting the unreleased ones from this month, I
I was
assume.
about to ask.
Yeah, not counting the ones from this month.
I think that would make it
Okay.
only 5, right? Unless there was a whole other set that I'm not thinking of.
What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, it has to be 5 because there's the kind of Disco Queen, Party Warden, that whole set.
Disco Queen, I never heard of that.
Is that not what the skin's called? Oh, maybe it's just Party Queen, something like that. I'm just making up these skins. And then obviously you got the new one skin that came out this month. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say 5.
Well,
Or-
there is 5, but you have
Oh,
the 4 party skins, which is a complete set, and then the 5th anniversary skin is actually the Beat King, if you guys
What?
remember him.
What?
Yeah.
Like what are the 5 then? Because I was thinking the party king was the beat king. Are
Yeah,
there?
so you have the entire party set, so the Party King, Party Queen, Party Warden, and Party Champion, and then the 5th one is the Beat King. So there's 2 anniversary king skins. The pixel ones are actually not official anniversary skins. If you look at them in game, they don't have that little symbol on them that recognizes them as Clashiversary skins.
I thought you were going to ask what that symbol is, and I was like, dude, I got no clue.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, what is that symbol? Bonus question. What is the symbol icon? What is it?
A disco
Picture of?
ball?
Yeah, it's a disco ball.
Oh, there you go. I'm gonna quickly check. What is this Bee King skin? Why do I have no
It's
recollection
the
of it?
purple blue skin.
is it the Slash looking one?
The what?
Slash, like the guitarist.
I
No,
don't
no,
know.
that's
I'm
Party
sorry.
King. I'm looking
Okay.
now.
It's a purple here. I'll send it in chat. I actually have a picture of it on my iPad or laptop, whatever it is.
Oh, this is
Cosmetics,
interesting. So the Future
skins.
Warden isn't actually an anniversary skin.
Here we go. Here's the Beat King skin.
Oh yeah, that dumb looking thing.
That one was my favorite for a very long time because it was like a bright pink purple color.
He's got the
and
little
it
like
spawned little barbarians.
keyboard guitar sword.
Spencer, can I just check? So it's the party set and the Beat King, yeah?
That's correct.
Are they not
Plus
calling the
plus
future warden one?
the Future Warden does not have the symbol. So therefore me and Rick are right with 5.
Yeah, you guys are right with 5.
All right.
Even though you guys didn't know the exact 5, but you guys still guessed
Yeah.
5.
Well, we'll take that. So, on the topic of the Clashiversary, the 11th Clashiversary event has started. We got returning seasonal troop, new skins, new challenges, new cake as always. What are we thinking about the event? Is anyone blown away?
Well, here's the thing. I see a lot of people saying that they're disappointed in this year's anniversary celebration. But I believe that's mainly because they're comparing it to the 10th anniversary, which was
Right, yeah.
intentionally supposed to be huge, you know. Comparing it to the 9th or 8th, it's right on brand with the amount of stuff we're getting in game. So I'm fairly happy with it.
It is weird because last year we obviously had like the huge 10-year anniversary, so it makes sense that the 11th isn't going to be as big as 10 because just because it's so recent, that's going to be most people's expectation for what the anniversary is. And to have to go back 2 full years to compare to it was tough. I was having a hard time remembering even what it was. It was like the trader was different. It was a new thing like every single day in the trader as it turned over, and skin and scenery stuff. Like well, I already had a hard time remembering those. Obviously, that we just talked about. Like I get the disappointment.
We've had the anniversary, right? It always kind of springs up on me a little bit because it's not like Christmas or Halloween where I actively know it's coming, right? And the Clashiversary, it's not something that's really built into my mental calendar. So I don't really come into it with huge expectations. Obviously, last year they really hyped up Clash Fest. They made that a huge thing. They had the whole fake documentary, all the mini games that were interesting in their own weird, terrible way. I'm never expecting much because I never really remember it's coming till it's there. And they always give you free stuff, they always give you skins. It's fairly predictable, but I don't necessarily hate that, right? I'm not too fussed about it not being this huge event every single year.
So we also have clan games coming up too. So typically, the anniversary clan games are the big 75,000 ones where you can get
Yeah,
each individual can get 5,000. You still only need 4 for the bonus reward. As a clan, you have a whole extra tier. But also, that tier is normally kind of lame anyway. Like it's never another book or another rune. It's always just like an extra little potion. But I know that's still coming too, probably.
the 5,000 point clan games is not unique to
They do it.
Clashiversary. I feel like it comes around
It's twice a
so
year. It's
often.
They do anniversary and
Twice a year.
yeah, they do the Clash anniversary and they do is it Christmas?
Yeah, Clashmas.
Yeah. God, I feel like it comes around more often, but maybe I'm just going mad. But yeah, I assume it will be extra. It's the stuff we're comfortable with. We're used to the extra clan games tier. We're used to the party wizard. We're used to new skins. We're used to free stuff. Obviously, it's debatable how good the free stuff is, though we haven't obviously got through it all yet. We've only had the research potion, the resource potion, and 500,000 gold at the time of recording. So I assume it's still up in the air what the rest of the rewards are. I think the one improvement on the rewards this year is that you have up to 7 days to claim them, whereas obviously when they were pushed through the trader instead of the shop in previous years, you had to make sure you were really on the ball and got every single one every day.
Also, they will stack. So if you are already limited out on those
Yes,
potions, you
very
can
true.
go above the limit claiming these two, which is different and new. So you're not actually paying for it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
true.
does have some pros and cons though. Yeah, they could stack, but in previous anniversaries, when we got it through the trader was all festive. He had like a little party hat on, but now he doesn't, you know, and that's very important to me.
That's I
He
was gonna
needs
say
that party
what
hat.
possibly could be the con of being able to overflow your magic item storage, and he's
You
missing
know,
a
I
hat.
was I was kind of I was kind of missing the old trader the other day with the little three options, and then when you bought one, it would flip over to show the image.
I don't miss
The
that
Yeah,
at all
simplicity of
because
that, I kind of
like
missed
once
that.
a week someone on Reddit would post like here's what's behind all three.
Yeah, no, I found that cool every time.
I feel they could have pushed it through the trader because obviously the trader has two tabs. It has gems and raid medals. They could just added a Clashiversary tab.
That would have been
But
cool.
I'm not complaining about being to stack
it,
items,
it
so
it's probably
they can
just
do what they want.
easier to put it in the shop now, especially because there is constantly special offers now. It's not like previous years. There's always something in the shop for money. like every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also probably easier to add it there, and then maybe this is speculation, but it might be easier to force it to overflow if it comes through the shop instead of redesigning the trader.
And also, linked to what you're saying about them always having offers, they kind of want you to end up
Yeah.
in the shop. So you get
So
your nice shiny
something.
free item, and then you see, ooh, 11 times value pack.
So
I'll have
like
that.
speaking of conspiracies about getting you to spend money, I have noticed where my free stuff is different on different accounts. So on my main Town Hall 15 account, those offers have the potions at least today. The gold one today is up front. The potions have been at the back, so I have to scan over all of the paid offers to see that. And I almost missed the first one. My lower accounts, the ones I don't spend money on, those potions have been up front. They're also lower town halls, so that could be a difference too. But have you guys noticed where they are positioned in the shop?
For me, they've always just been the left
Oh,
of the shop.
I know,
They
like mine have definitely been on the right.
Yeah, me too. That's weird.
That's weird. And other screenshots I've seen on Reddit always been on the left. Maybe it's
Rick's
just a
just making this
conspiracy
up.
against you. Maybe they really want just money from you
They just want to mess with Rick.
specifically. I can't tell if we've just debunked your conspiracy theory or opened up a whole new can of worms.
Maybe some cool, A/B testing they're doing, and I'm just in a different group or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, like, but
Could be.
the only other thing I can think is that I have on that account. Obviously the differences are town hall levels, but that account I have a stupid amount of magic items because I've been saving up, buying special offers for a year now, and I'm saving up for town hall 16. So I already have a ridiculous amount of everything.
Wow.
That would be my only other difference. But also, since these stack and they're free and they're just tiny little potions, I don't know if it matters. I don't know. Anyway, what's your guys' opinion on the future scenery and that whole aesthetic?
I'm actually kind of blown away with it. I really, really like it. I really think the best sceneries are the ones that change the color of the grass, far from being a shade of green. So I think they did a good job with the future skins and the future scenery. It does kind of feel weird getting 3 more legendary skins. I wish that they would sell like standard skins or just cheaper.
And when's the last time we had a skin for sale that wasn't $10? Is it like
That
back
would
in?
have been the summer champion last July for that was for
Wow.
And
399.
then but there's only been a few of them. There's like that. There was some kind of terrible king, like the primal king. Wasn't that a Supercell make? Yeah.
The Fierce King. Yeah, that one was a few years ago though.
Yeah. I don't know. So
There's only
and
been 3
they've
standard
been
skins throughout all of Clash of
going all
Clans.
out trying to sell skins this year. Been like 4 legendary a month, and it's probably just the way of the future. So I'm glad if they can make money off cosmetics instead of needing to nerf the gold pass value or increase it again, I guess.
Yeah, and to be fair to them, the gold pass skin, the new future warden, it is fairly high effort, right? Some gold pass skins or whatever, they may not have all the animations or whatever that legendary skin might. So I think for a gold pass skin, we've done quite well out of
Yeah,
this month.
yeah, it's not bad. I dig the scenery. I don't think I'm gonna buy it. Is it even for sale yet right now?
I don't
Not yet.
believe
It's
so. No.
All we can say is later this month.
The next skin event is in a day and a half. Yeah, the Clashiversary
The
2.
king, I think.
Like I do like the Warden skin. It's a cool overall aesthetic. I wish there was more going on around the edges.
Talking about buying skins and sceneries, how much and offers, how much money do you guys typically
Oh my
spend
gosh.
per month? Maybe
So
Spencer shouldn't answer this, Rick.
I haven't been buying skins. I don't remember the last skin I actually bought, like or scenery.
Yeah, same.
I don't think I've bought a skin or scenery this year. Just because there's been so many of them. I'm so glad I got out of when they first started doing skins. I had this mentality of like I want them all, and then so even the ones like I didn't like, and I look back and I'm like, oh, why did I buy this? I'm never gonna use it. Like the dumb dopey bowl cut king, whatever he is, the rogue king. So, but
The Road King.
yeah, okay,
That was a gold
but
pass skin, though, to be
yeah,
fair.
there's a ton
Yeah,
that
it
like
was.
I never use or I'm never gonna look at. I don't even like it, but I bought them anyway because I had it was like I own them all at least on this one account. Then as soon as I broke that, like it's so easy not to buy them anymore. But special offers though, like there's been a lot. I try and only buy the ones that have runes or books. I don't buy them all, just the ones that are like especially good deals. There was a one this week that was like 4 books for $5, something like that, $6. I don't know. I bought that one for sure. I bought the other one that had hero books. I know, like for when Town Hall 16 comes, I need more dark runes more than anything. But I have 12 or 13 of each rune, 20 some hero books. Just look. I got 8 fighting books, 8 building books, only 3 spells because who cares? 22 hero books, 11 everything books, and runes. I got they've been selling those a lot.
11.
They've been
Oh
selling
my
a ton of those,
goodness.
and normally pretty cheap too. Like there's been $2 or $3 book of everything's, and I have 12, 13, and 11 runes. Gold, elixir, dark. So I should be able to get a good chunk of heroes done day one when Town Hall 16 comes, but we'll see.
Yeah, see, I haven't been stacking magic items like that. Over the past year, I've been really trying to tell myself to not spend much money on Clash past just buying the gold pass, because I just realized I was spending a lot of money on it. Even just like the small little offers, if they do kind of just pick away at you slightly, and especially skins, I've basically stopped buying them apart from the gold pass as well. Even if they look cool, I know they're gonna come out again probably. So if I really, really need them, I can get them. But I'm just scrolling through my purchase history now, and most months this year I've only bought the gold pass. Though one slightly large purchase I made was buying 8 gold passes a month or two ago to combat the price increase.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, Spencer, I would ask you how much you spend, but I feel like it's gonna make me really uncomfortable. So,
No, you guys would actually be pretty proud of me. I've
oh really?
I've like completely cut back
Oh
from
wow.
spending. I think February when the Heart Hunter Queen skin came out, that's when I was like, okay, I think I'm done. And then the painter skins kind of solidified it. So I haven't bought too much. I didn't buy any of the Goblin skins or Dark Ages skins or any really special offers.
There are some really dope ones coming in
Yeah.
the like months from now. Then I'm definitely gonna buy.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't seen them all
Yeah.
totally like fully animated or whatever, but they look freaking sick. So I'm probably gonna drop $30, $40 that month whenever it comes. But
Yeah.
let's see where
But
we at on the agenda.
Well, does anyone have anything more to say about the Clashiversary really? Because if
There's
not,
apparently an extra book of heroes this month in the Gold Pass.
oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. So I'm gonna really start keeping track of the rewards in the gold pass, especially because they upped the price and they kind of want to put more cosmetics in there. So last month we got a decoration, but this month in replace of that decoration is an extra
Yeah,
book of heroes.
that's cool. Yeah. There's been
I mean, I'll take that.
like if there's ever an extra book, it
That's it.
normally is the book of heroes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember in the past we would get 2 book of heroes some months.
Oh yeah, in another month or so, we should
Yep.
probably like cool. Here's 3 or 4 months of new Gold Pass stuff, and then we can compare to all your old stats on what's there, and just see like, hey, are we really getting $2 more value? Which like I guarantee we're not getting $2
Mm-hmm.
more of value probably, but it's like hopefully it's at least gone up some.
Yeah, I mean, the more I've thought about it, some of the extras have felt a bit wishy-washy, like the season bank
Oh,
multipliers
yeah.
and whatnot.
Like
I don't really see them as that valuable
Oh yeah, I
at
wanted to
all.
ask you guys.
yes,
Do you guys use the auto forge?
Yes,
Oh wow.
it's cheap.
I don't know why I wouldn't.
Something.
It doesn't cost much, and it gets me more cups of gold. Yeah. Why would you not use it? That's my question.
He's cutting back, and he would have to gem those resources.
Yeah, I don't really play the game. I
This is
just
a
launch
symptom
war
of
every other day.
not attacking.
The other weird thing too that we got to experience for the first time was dumping 10 million of each resource on our builder base.
Yeah, that was quite. That was.
I think it was nice this month because I kept the builder free and I did a ton of my walls. Next month, like I'll probably finish my
Yeah.
walls, with the next 20 million of resources I'll get. And then beyond that, it's completely useless. What it's going to end up doing is I will have over full like storages, and I will have no reason to actually play builder base just because all the builds are 9 days now. Like I'm not going to be able to fill my bank for the next month. I'm not going to be able to spend it all, and I'm not going to have any reason to play. So it seems like a really stupidly large amount of resources to give you with how slow the builders actually take. It's just, I don't, it's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that close to finishing my walls yet, so it'll definitely be appreciated for a few, I reckon, 2 more months. But yeah, like when upgrades to 10 days, scheduled your upgrades somewhat questionably, that could be 10 days which you just don't play builder base, and overall that sounds
It's
unhealthy
really weird
for
from
the
a game
game.
design perspective, I think, to give you like the incentives are there for you to not need to play. I don't know. It just seems weird. Like they didn't fully think it out.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be good definitely to revisit the Gold Pass, like you said, in a month or two to really compare it, because I do feel like they added a few wishy-washy things to kind of try justify
Yeah.
the price increase. But should we move on to the burn base versus finance base comparison, Rick?
Like I've been using Builder Base it's been out for a couple of years now. I've been using it for a while, and I do like it. And I think it's useful. Just this year, I learned about another. I don't know if you want to call them a competitor, since they don't really charge. There's another service that does the same thing. Find the Space. I thought it'd be cool to actually compare them. Are you guys familiar with Burnt Base or Find the Space?
Yep, familiar with both.
Mm-hmm.
Probably most people are, at least a little bit, but just in case, brief overview of what they do is you take a screenshot of an enemy base on War Day and you upload it to one of these sites, and it will scan it and compare it against a database of YouTube videos. And if it thinks it finds a match, it will send you a time-stamped link to that YouTube video so you can watch that base being 3-starred and hopefully copy it or at least learn something about it. It's pretty cool. It's really fast. So I thought we'd talk about some of the main differences between the two, a little bit about how they work, and if there's any preferences or recommendations we have about them, and then we'll talk a little bit overall about our thoughts on those tools as a whole. I know some of you have some really wiener-ish opinions on it that we'll get into later.
Right.
So anyway, the big kind of difference is from the outside, they do kind of look like they function exactly the same, but there's some differences too that we'll get into. Burnt Base, number one, is subscription based, so you can pay $5, $10, or I think $30 a month for 3 different tiers, and those get you a certain number of bases scanned per month. And it goes out I pay $5 a month, and I have for probably 2 years now, and I get I think it's 150 scans a month, and it works for me only. And then if you go up a tier, I think it gives access to anyone in your Discord server able to use it for 500. And then the $30 a month tier is like a crazy amount of scans and multiple servers or whatever. I don't know. You can go on their site and figure it out. But Find This Base is totally free, and I doesn't appear they have a limit on what you can do. They do have a Patreon. It starts at I think $1 a month, but I don't think it really gets you much extra. I think it's more of a hey, if you like the site, support them, and keep the lights on and the servers running. And it looks like they give you some bases too. Using them is both pretty easy too. Burnt Base. Those are my notes. Have BB all over it. Burnt Base.
Yeah, you said builder base right at the start as well.
Oh man, I see. I know I should have. My notes are dumb. I used BB this whole time. I'm probably gonna mess up. It's Find This Base, but they also have esports teams Found That Base, Find That Base, stuff like that. So I'm probably gonna screw up their name too. But anyway, Burnt Base. It's kind of slower to use, but the way they have it set up through a Discord bot, I think it makes the organization and finding the bases nicer. If you're doing I will screenshot all 15 bases in our CWL and then upload each of the results into a different Discord channel. So we have it set up to where there is hey, this is Warbase 1 in its own channel, Warbase 2, Warbase 3, and then I'll just use the bot and put results for those bases in each of those individual channels. If you open CWL and you're like, hey, I like base 7, I might hit it. You can go to like channel 7 and see if there's results. Find This Base is all it's all like through their mobile website. So you have to go to the website and you can upload all the pictures at once, and it's like a huge big dump of links. You can share those to Discord, but it feels a little less organized. If you're doing it just for yourself, they're both really easy. Burnt Base, like I said, has a Discord bot and a Line bot too. Apparently, I don't know anyone who uses Line anymore. Like, have you guys even heard of Line?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's another.
Jinx.
Yeah, like it's another. It was pre-Discord. Like the first clan I was in actually used Line. That's the only reason I even know of it. It's just another online chat thing. So Burnt Base will find bases Town Hall 10 and above. Find This Base only does Town Hall 12 and up. Each one will give you like a screenshot of the army composition if it's visible in the video, so you can see like if you want to look and say like, hey, cool, here's a 3-star video, but it uses Super Bowlers. I don't know how to use those, or I don't have them unlocked, and I don't want to cancel. And you don't have to waste your time watching those videos. Like they'll both do that. But anyway, so we are 4 days into CWL, so I scanned all 15 bases of our opponents through each site, and I just wrote down the stats on them for all the results. So of those 60 bases, Burnt Base gave me 420 YouTube videos.
Wow, that is impressive.
Burnt Base kind of caps out at 10 per, at like 10 videos per base you search. It looks like it used to be a lot more, but I think they started limiting it. All 420 of those results from Burnt Base were the correct Town Hall, which feels like that should just, why am I mentioning that? But on that base, it did a little worse.
Really? Wow.
Each site will give you like an accuracy estimate for how close they think your screenshot is to the video. The way those numbers are calculated is a little different. So like the numbers here, I didn't really realize for a few days until I started looking into it. It's going to feel really favorable to Burnt Base, but I think Burnt Base kind of overestimates their accuracy, and Find This Base probably underestimates it. Burnt Base said of those 420, 230 were 100% matches, and then 260 were like 95% or more. Anything under 95% on Burnt Base, I don't even watch. I don't even bother, because it's going to be wildly different. So Find This Base, of those same 60 bases, I got 479 total results back, but only just over 300 of them were actual Town Hall 15s. It was a whole lot of Town Hall 14 bases mixed in there. Like
That's incredible. You would think.
So
it would check
like
that,
it will label it for you. Like it'll say, hey, this is a Town Hall 14 like result, and then if you pull up. If you pull up the screenshot of the video, like it is like the same layout. It's someone that has just modified for Town Hall 15 and dropped in mono and 2 spell towers somewhere. So it is a fairly accurate, video of it, but just it feels like it's not too useful to you if it's a Town Hall 14. Lowest day was 48% of the bases were the correct Town Hall on one day of using Find This Base.
I mean, I think I know they obviously acknowledge that the results to say Town Hall 14 for some of them, but monoliths and spell towers can make a huge difference to an attack, right? They're not like builder huts, right? If I would say comparing Town Hall 13 to 14, and you were just looking to say builder huts, okay, maybe that wouldn't impact things too much. But monoliths and spell towers, that really does, and it feels like even if the layout is similar, you may have to plan an attack wildly differently just to account for those two things. So it feels like there should at least be the option to exclude Town Hall 14 results, because I reckon most people would just not use them.
The thing that I think would be valuable in that is probably the tornado wasn't moved, and which is especially with like a big blimps are in Town Hall 15 meta. That's still kind of like if you scan a base and you only get a couple Town Hall 14 results, I'd still want to watch them and look for tornadoes, and then it's better than having absolutely no info. And then sometimes you can see like pathing compartments, like can Super Bowlers reach all over these walls if the compartments are the same? There's usable stuff there. it's not going to be
Yeah.
one for one, 100% copy the same attack and hope for the best. The accuracy numbers of Find the Space are, this is going to sound terrible, but I'll kind of explain why I think it's not that important too. The first war with Burnt Base, I had like 132 results, 73 of which were 100% matches, and then 84 were over 95%, which is where I said Burnt Base is like 95% is what's usable in my opinion. In that same war,
Okay.
Find This Base only gave me 2 100% matches out of 67 total Town Hall 15 videos, and 21 were 95% or better. It sounds like a lot, like 84 on Burnt Base, 21 on Find the Space, so it sounds like it's a lot worse, but I didn't have time to go back and look, but the way they calculate those accuracy numbers is pretty different too. Burnt Base, from what I understand, I talked to I asked a question to their customer support. They look at like key defenses, so it'll look at like, hey, where's the town hall, where's the eagle, the scatters, the infernos, and try and match the locations of those. Whereas Find the Space will look at every single stupid like building on there. So even if the screenshot has like cut off some stuff in the corners, which happens all the time, it won't call it a 100% match because it can't like verify that those buildings are in the same spot.
Yeah, I mean, my phone, I don't think can fit on a whole base in one screenshot. So I think I consistently
Like it could be a limit on based on, hey, like what your screenshot is, but also like what's visible in the video. So like if you're expecting 100% results from Find the Space, it's just not going to happen. Like I only had 2 100% in the whole week, and it was those 2 on the first war.
Yeah, and on its own, that sounds terrible. But like you said, if the methodology is that different, I expect say 98% is essentially still a 100% match on Burnt Base, right?
Yeah. So like I was, I said, like if you go watch an 85% video on Burnt Base,
Useless.
it's probably gonna be pointless. Like yeah, but I watched a bunch of like 60, 70, 80% results on Find the Space, and they were still
Wow.
good. Like they were still like they still matched a lot. So if you're used to Burnt Base and you want to check out Find the Space, like
Yeah.
you got to keep that in mind too. That like you can't see that something is like a 70% match and immediately discard it because it might just be somebody filmed it weird, or it might just be that like your screenshot sucked or whatever. I don't know. Something else that you just brought up too, Sam, is like there's a lot of little differences that both sides won't pick up on just because it's probably just too much to ask too. Like whether or not the expos are air ground or multi-single infernos, what spell is in the spell towers.
Yeah, and also, I expect it partly comes down to the fact that if they start being so fussy in a sense of their requirements, matching requirements, you're just gonna end up with not many results. And ultimately, I'd rather, say a ground bow instead of an air bow instead of just not having a result at all. That said, once again, they can make a very big difference to attack. So it's probably impossible to ask, especially ground versus air. I mean, picking that up from a video is probably algorithmically incredibly difficult. But yeah.
You have to have realistic expectations of what you're going to get out of watching these videos too. Like some of it is going to be easy one for one, like step by step, follow it, and then also 3-star this base. Also too, it's something that you can use to your advantage too. You scan your own base and then
Right, yeah.
see like what types of attacks are 3-starring, especially if it's obviously a base that you just grabbed a link from wherever. There's probably videos of it out there. Like the only reason these sites exist is probably because like base link sharing, honestly. Yeah. But so yeah, you can like if you scan your base and see like, hey, there's 10 results. Burnt Base is given 10 results, and all 10 of them are blimps from 3 o'clock. Like you can move your tornado, and it might not be the most optimal spot for it, but you're gonna catch people who are using these tools in.
I mean, I have heard of people that specifically find burnt bases and then modify them to try catch out the common attack strategies, which is interesting because that's almost a layer of base building which simply wouldn't exist without these tools. But the fact that there is this kind of whole mini element of base building, which is literally seeing what these sites recommend and then purposefully taking those bases and modifying them to counter those approaches. I mean, that is quite interesting in itself.
And like little subtle things too are can make big differences. You know, like people will queen charge into multis and maybe not
Yeah.
singles too. And so you switch those settings, like you can really you can do minimal amounts of work and mess up the burnt base results at least. You might be compromising the integrity of a part of your base to other attacks by doing that. Like things are designed for a reason in a lot of ways, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something you're concerned about too. Like it's a tool you have to look at and make adjustments on your own base.
Right, because realistically, the percentage of people attacking your base who are using burn base or finest base is probably quite low. So
I know, like people are arguing about it in chat right now too. But the big question I wanted to ask you guys with regards to these are, where does it land on the fair play spectrum in your opinion? I guess Sam will ask you first.
right, so I'm kind of in two minds about it, right? Because in one sense, you are given a tool which can show you an army, show you a video, and literally show you how to restart a base. And in that sense, what is the skill, right? Like I'd argue there isn't any, because you're not making up your own plan. You're not even using your own army. You are just doing what a video tells you. Equally, all it is doing is giving you an alternative format to find material that is already out there, right? And I don't think anyone would particularly call it cheating if you said to your clanmates, "Oh, hey, I recognize this war base from an Itzy video recently. Here's how he destroyed it." I don't think anyone would really come at that as cheating. So I think it's the fact that there's a systematic way of doing it is potentially the problem. But equally, you have a choice not to use it or not, and if you want to enjoy the game, I'd say more, and plan your own attacks and experiment in that way, then it is completely your liberty, right? You do not have to use these tools. And in situations where it could potentially really matter, like competitive tournaments, I mean, the solution is just don't use burnt bases, you know? Don't build your own bases or buy them or whatever you have to do. But I think for a casual player, it could be a very nice tool for simply getting that nice rewarding 3-star. And I don't love it, and I don't personally use it almost ever. I can't even remember the last time I used burn base or find the space. But I wouldn't be for wholly banning them in that sense.
Spencer, what do you think?
Well, I was actually just looking at the terms of service, and a lot of the cheating talks about manipulating the software. So it doesn't directly go against the TOS because it's not manipulating the game in any way. But I do stand on the side that it's more cheating than not. If you could just insert a screenshot of a base and it spits out how to 3-star it, I don't know. That system to me is kind of exploitative.
So it's not that. It's not. I mean, it's not take a screenshot of a base and then be told how to. It's not like an AI analyzing how to attack it. It's just finding video examples of people doing it. You still have to replicate it. You still have to drop the troops yourself and have a general understanding of what's going on to have success. You're gonna find some videos of just throw e-drags in the corner and call it good. And those are going to be easier to copy. But a lot of these are still like a lot of them are pro attacks that are hard to replicate anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like easy mode. It's information that's definitely going to help you. It's gathering intelligence on a base, but it's far from easy mode.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: if an attack encourages you to use a queen charge, right, and you're maybe fairly inexperienced with them, you're probably gonna mess it up. You're gonna drop a rage late. So you're not gonna freeze in time. Say in the video there's a hound CC which maybe was easily dealt with, but then suddenly there's a rocket loon CC, and you just have you do not have the experience to quickly freeze it or whatever and poison the super minions. You are gonna lose your queen, and I think in that sense, like you said, it is not just easy mode. You still need to have competence with the attacks you're using.
And every single one of them, at least Town Hall 12 and up, is probably gonna have a super troop in it too. So you have to think like, hey, are you gonna have those super troops? Like, it was only until a couple weeks ago where it was just like now you have the option to change, but like a couple weeks ago too, if an attack was super bowlers, you didn't have them. Oh well, like it's a useless result to you too. You may not have the same hero levels, the same troop levels, obviously the stuff unlocked. Like it definitely does improve your chances if you use it. But I wouldn't go as far as to say it was cheating or even unfair, like, because it's preventable. Like, change your base up. There's so many people who have the same base they've had for a whole year now and never touched it. Like, that's your own fault at some point.
Yeah, I'm relatively with you on that.
All right. Anything else to say, you two?
Not particularly. Now, do we have questions? Did Liam stick around to compile them, or has he buggered off? He's buggered off.
He ran off. The ones I saw earlier, someone wanted to say, who are your favorite YouTubers?
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
If I ever want to see a new update, I mean, I remember we got like accused of this on one update video, or update podcast, I should say. But for updates or even just learning a new strategy, I almost always go straight to Itsu. And I think I do remember one update when we had clearly all just watched Itsu, and we got asked by a few people whether that was the only person we watched. But I do genuinely really like him. I always think he's very clear, informative, and has a good range of content. Carmen Finn, I'd class similarly to Judo in that respect. It's not Judo, sorry, Carmen Finn, I'd class similar to Itsu in that respect. I had Judo on mind because I was going to say, people like Judo, I really like, I say personally, like I know him, I like his attitude and his whole personality, but his content, in terms of what he actually films, isn't particularly for me. I also watch quite a lot of Lex Notes, but mainly because he does a lot of Pro Wars, which are fun to watch.
If I'm wanting to see how like something new is shaking out, I normally will start with Itsu, but also watch, I'll watch Eric. I like Eric more when he's covering wars.
Right, yeah.
Eric, Eric's my favorite dude for that. I like Carbon a lot too for the same reasons when he's covering wars. And then I do try and like go around and check out smaller YouTubers.
Yeah.
Maybe small is not the best word, but yeah, like me and Trample are buds. We, like, go use code Trample. He's cool. I wouldn't call him a YouTuber. Like, he does do YouTube videos on occasion, but he mostly sticks to TikTok and now his own podcast.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I will find myself going back to watch like Big Vale, Sir Moose, and guys like that too. And then and a ton of my Clash, media time is just listening to podcasts too. I listen to like basically all of them. All right, Candor saying Town Hall 16 predictions. Got any big ones? Yeah, any big ones right off the bat?
Yeah, so I started working on a post predicting the aesthetic of Town Hall 16, and using all my scientific analysis, I came to the conclusion that I genuinely think Town Hall 16 is gonna have a golden temple theme.
It feels a lot like the jungle. Oh.
Yeah, but that's what my conclusion points to. It's all based on facts, you know.
Yeah, good hard scientific evidence.
No, mostly it's just a yellow theme aesthetic town hall, a beachy yellow theme. That's
Okay.
what I think.
Oh, like also before I forget randomly, we should have talked about it at the start. But did you guys notice all the chess stuff in the future scenery, or all
Oh yeah,
those
I did
promotional
find that
materials?
weird.
There are like chess pieces and chess move notations on some of the future scenery like media they've been putting out.
And the
So,
buildings are shaped like chess pieces.
yeah, so I don't know. I was trying to look at if there's like chess events coming up. There's like the Sinkfield Cup is kind of big. That's next month. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the chess references, but that's
Oh, I have no
probably
idea.
something. Like having, like, I've been playing chess a lot the last 2 years, like tons of people. Yeah, but having like a Clash of Clans chess set would be awesome. It's something that every now and then I'll remember and I'll go like look on Etsy and see if anyone's 3D printing stuff. But um, anyway, another fun question too is someone asked who our favorite co-hosts are.
Who our favorite co-hosts are?
I guess yeah.
You guys?
Yeah, like yeah, let's have a
What?
fight. Yeah, let's have a
This
fight
feels
between us.
horrible.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Can't do that.
Honestly,
Yeah,
you guys both suck. I think I'm
Sam,
the
Sam,
best
go first.
co-host.
I'm not answering that.
Okay, screw it. I'll answer
You have
because
to.
all right.
Okay, you go for it.
I
Jeez.
I think I get along and I agree more with Sam. But I have a real good
Yeah,
time
I'm
arguing.
gonna
I have a
agree
real
more.
good time arguing with Spencer.
Fair enough. That's a
Yeah,
good diplomatic answer.
I do like arguing.
Like you and I have had some big arguments.
Oh yeah, we've had some big fights. We've gone through a few divorce settlements.
Yeah.
Like
I
no,
do
it's
But it only makes us closer.
I do always enjoy waking up and just seeing a group chat which we have together, which is like notification on Discord. It just has a little like 200 number there. I'm like, oh my god, has a
yeah.
bomb dropped? And usually it has.
Yeah, it's usually like it's all that, and then it moves to like DM or like somewhere else. Yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
like.
and then I had to ask one of you like who killed each other and why
No, it,
Rick
And then
murdered
no,
Spencer's
this is what
cat.
happens. Sam wakes up and the first thing he says is, "I agree with Rick. Rick is correct."
I normally am.
Well, it's not
I,
my
I
fault that you're
almost
usually
always
wrong.
am. So
Yeah.
no, like what I'll say though is like we're not arguing like little kids or whatever. We're normally discussing stuff like in good faith about what's better for the sub or what's better for something up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just all about
yeah,
disagreeing on simple things. That's
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
It's all respectful.
I mean, it probably also comes down to the fact that also me and Rick joined the sub mod team together, and maybe some of our ways are,
'Cause
influenced by that.
I've brainwashed Sam is what he's saying. That I've taught him
Yeah.
to think just like me. Right, someone else had wanted to know our thoughts both on Builder Base Wars and Capital Wars.
Ooh, that's
Rubbish.
awesome. I do want to talk about that. First of all, Builder Race Wars, they've said many times they don't want to bring them. I think they'd be pretty cool if they found a way to make them different, make them unique. But they keep hammering down saying, now we don't want it to be like Home Village. As far as Clan Capital Wars, that's very interesting because they have said that they want to bring something big like Wars to Clan Capital, something competitive for clans to use, and I'm hoping something like that comes soon. As we know, with the update cycle, Clan Capital should be next, and so I'm hoping something big comes in terms of challenging capitals or some sort of event.
It does need Capital needs something beyond like
Yeah.
another new district or Capital Hall level or whatever they're cooking up. I don't
Yeah.
like. I don't know if War is it. I'd be open to it, but also like it wouldn't really feel all that different from Raid Weekend. If you're just, hey, here's a bunch of these same bases you hit on Raid Weekend, and now hit them in a war, and now we're comparing percents. Like I
Exactly.
don't know. I don't. It would have to be wars would have to take on a different kind of feel for it. Like I don't know what that would be, but some additional aspect of adding competitiveness between clans to it is probably needed. Builder base side, just no, just Builder base got its revamp, its refresh, and now it can be fine forever. You know, maybe they drop Builder Hall 11 at some point, but whatever. Like, I don't need wars.
Yeah. I'm happy with no build-based wars as well. It's just an extra commitment, and honestly, when you can fairly comfortably 6-star attacks with no planning, I feel like any sort of planning would result in just ridiculously high star wars. And then with Clan Capital, they just have to restructure the entire thing if they wanted wars to work right. Because currently, at least how raids work, is that you can't actually fail on a clan, right? Unless you completely run out of attacks in your clan on your nth raid hit. So they'd have to really structure how Clan Capital works differently. But it definitely does need some form of competitiveness, and that still may require a complete restructure of how it works because at the moment it's just not built for it, right?
Uh, Definitely. But I do want to pitch something to you guys. Because I have been brainstorming a lot. Like, what if builder-based wars did become a thing? How would they go about doing it? And I kind of thought of this idea of, you know how we have those two stages? What if the war lineup, like let's say you have 5 people, all of our stages were lined up from the bottom, the weakest, all the way to the strongest, and you kind of have to attack uh, in a line, uh, but you could go anytime you want, and you have 2 attacks. Does that kind of make sense?
Eh.
Kind of. It sounds almost like
Well,
Raid
they're all
Weekend in
back
a
to
sense.
back, but you can't go to the next stage until the stage is cleared.
Overall, I am content with those being little side games that we don't have to play. And once you
Side.
start
Yeah.
adding like big clan commitments in war in whatever form it is, like I don't want to do that. It's not all that fun for me.
Well, one thing we do know is in the future, they said they'd still plan on bringing something big to Builder Base. That right now the updates they
Really?
kind of just want to nail down the basics of it, and then once it can support something big, they really do want to bring something big. They have said that.
I mean, I feel that like they've said that, but they will kick the can down the road for a long, long time before they think to
Oh,
actually
definitely.
overhaul Builder Base again because it's a lot of work, right? And when you've just had what you have marketed as Builder Base 2, you're not actively planning another overhaul. Overhauls happen because something needs to be fixed, right? Which built the first iteration of Builder Base really did. So I don't think they'd be actively planning to completely refresh a bunch of hard work already, but we shall see.
All right, anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
I think that brings us to the end. Rick, do you have any shoutouts you'd like to give?
Yeah, see ECBC out here. Just hey, bud. Um, yeah, dude, I've had a crazy busy month. Are having a good time. Just want to say hey to Storm, who's been helping out our clans, and we've been talking CDBL plans all week in attack plan. So hey, thanks for that. And that is it. Who do you guys got?
I mean, I'd like to shout out my clan leader, Paul, who has been honestly doing so much stuff for the clan recently, in terms of setting up a load of esports matches, being just so on the ball with everything, and I'd still say it's a new clan for me, and I've just been incredibly impressed. Also, putting up for the fact that I have actually missed war hits twice in a row, not in a row, but twice in about a month, which I literally hadn't done in over like years previously. So that's been pretty embarrassing for me, but he has coped well with that. So thank you for understanding. Spencer, anyone?
2 shout outs. One to Liam, who will do
Ugh.
any task I tell him to do if I don't want to do it. He's perfect for doing like boring stuff. And second shout out to, I see there's a mod here, Candor. Shout out to Candor for doing compiling those questions for us and supporting my events. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, I think that happily brings us to the end. So I'd say thank you to everyone who has listened to us live today and given us questions. It's been really greatly appreciated. And to all the people who have listened uh, on in recording on their apps like Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere. If we're not on your podcast platform, you'd like to listen to us, please let us know. Though no one has ever said that we aren't, so I think we're pretty safe on that one. And we will see you all again in roughly 2 weeks. Hope you are all having great summers, and we will see you then.
All right.
Goodbye.
Later, guys.